honored tonight to speak about a truly remarkable woman, our mom. When I first mentioned to her that she had been selected by the local bowling association to be inducted to the Hall of Fame, her response was, "Me? Oh, no." I knew she was worthy, but to prove it to her, I looked up some of the qualifications or characteristics of a Hall of Fame recipient in the sports arena. And the first one was dedication. Now, I think participating in a sport for over 6 decades might be a good measure of dedication. 46 of those years have been right here in Shreveport-Bossier, where she participated in multiple leagues every year until the age of 85. And even though she is down to one night a week on the lanes, she is always engaged in the sport, either watching her favorite pros on Bowl TV or her favorite locals on Lane Talk. You never know when she's watching you bowl. Her competitive spirit and enthusiasm has remained constant since the very first time she picked up a bowling ball.
Bowling has always been something my mom and I shared from the very beginning. And from the start, she showed what true dedication looks like. She gives everything to the game she loves. Not just time, the practice, but the perseverance, the joy, and the grit. A most recent example was when she broke her foot right after COVID. She did whatever it took to get back in the game. Weekly laser treatments, ice, heat, elevating her foot, physical therapy, tracking down the right shoes so that she could get back in the game. She isn't just dedicated, she has heart. The kind of heart athletes talk about, the kind that doesn't back down. That same heart has carried me too. Years ago, I faced the greatest challenge, one of the greatest challenges of my life, an autoimmune disease that mimics MS. I had to completely change how I lived, how I ate, how I healed, and how I related to my own body. And through it all, I kept showing up because I'd seen her do it. Her example became my strength.
The second quality is exceptional athletic ability or achievements. To speak to one aspect of ability, I cannot wrap my brain around throwing a bowling ball 29 years from now. She averaged 170 back in the 1970s and early 80s, which was very respectable back then. Her high game was 278, high series 644. She's been on multiple league champion teams through the years and has helped our Thursday night team to 5 championships. On a national level, she was a member of a TCBA playoff championship team in 1992 and was the top 8 TCBA All-Star finalist the following year. I attended the All-Star tournaments with my mom every year, and I could attest to the fact that more often than not, she would make that first cut in that tournament. And me, having not made mine, would get the privilege of watching her bowl.
Back in 1979, when we first got to Shreveport-Bossier, we started a ritual, and that would be anytime we had a 600, we would mark it on the pin. Anytime we had a high game, we would mark it on the pin. So this thing, I mean, I can hardly see. Back October 1979, I had my first 600, and Mom her side of the pin was over here. She had a 626 month after. And you can also see where her high series is, her 644 is on here, and her 278 game. And so it was really kind of cool. My dad would bring the pin out with a Sharpie, and he'd have this proud look on his face when we would put the thing on, our score on, and I have to only imagine that he has that same smile on his face right now, that same proud smile. Okay, I'm going to not cry. We didn't just write the scores. We would do a little dance too, so it kind of became like a ceremony. It was joyful. And my mom kept adding year after year, and I think the last entry was here is the dark one here, August 29th, 2004, 617. wasn't just marking numbers, but it was marking the love and spirit went behind it.
The next quality was significant contributions. While stationed in Germany, she served as WIBC Executive Secretary for a region with over 2,000 members. But her most notable contributions came to with the Traveling Classic Bowling Association, the TCBA. The TCBA was based out of Osier City and was the world's largest traveling league. At its largest, it had over 500 teams in 9 different states. Our father, Joe, was elected to run the organization in 1981. And as it goes most times, he was elected, then she went to work. And I think I have some experience with that. It didn't take long before her work was recognized, and she was given the title of Executive Assistant. In addition to handling the entire association's memberships and franchise forms, she also completed all the data preparations for the 2 annual national tournaments, the Team Playoff Tournament and All-Star Singles Tournament, and she did this for 29 years. She received an induction into the TCBA Hall of Fame for her efforts. When our father passed away in 2009, she was elected interim president. Serving that 1 year while grieving, she took care of all TCBA business and trained her predecessor, ensuring a seamless transition to the new president. I worked beside her that year and was witness to her strength and her grace and her love for the bowling institution that she and my father helped build. And the final quality for a Hall of Famer is positive influence. And this she has in spades. On her league at Barksdale, most people affectionately refer to her as Mom. And they're always watching to cheer her on when she picks up that 5-7, which she does a lot, or gets that double. Some have even told her that they will keep bowling as long as she is out there doing it. Back in the days of our travel league team, she was always our little spark plug, keeping our spirits high and our confidence strong. She made sure that no matter how we bowled, we looked good doing it. Right down to our earrings and our socks. She added style and flair, bringing joy to the entire league, and our years in TCBA were much more fun because of it. She is the matriarch of an entire bowling family that includes 3 Hall of Famers, one being the first women's professional bowler to win a national title representing the state of Louisiana. She is also the sole reason that Rick and I returned to bowling after a 10-year hiatus. Me first, and Rick, ironically, and I know you won't believe this, kicking and screaming. He complained so much that first season, how long is this going to last? And where is he now? He's at a bowling tournament instead of being here. Rick has gone on to serve as a director and as president of the association, and was instrumental in establishing a bowling program for Captain Street High School. That's some ripples. I believe anyone at the bowling center can feel her enthusiasm for the game, and that in itself is inspiring and so important to a sport that's been in decline. There are times when I feel my enthusiasm for the sport is fading, and then Thursday morning I'll get a text that says, "Yay, it's bowling day," followed by like 40 smiley face emojis. She will return to the fall season this year at the young age of 90. Fiery red hair, fiery spirit, stoking the embers of the sport she's always loved.
She is already in our Hall of Fame for moms, and it is our great honor to announce Dee Cramer induction into the Northwest Louisiana Bowling Association Hall of Fame.
the love of the game.